How to play River Valley Glassworks, a swift, smooth tile collecting game. To win, collect a colourful assortment of glass pieces, organising them strategically into rows and columns in your glassworks to score the most points. To set up, line up the river tiles in a random order with the lake tile at the end. Place all the glass pieces into the bag. Only add the black pieces for 5 players. Place 1 or 2 glass pieces from the bag onto each river tile, matching the number of stones marked on it, and place 5 glass pieces into the lake centre. Give each player a satchel, marker and glassworks board, placing the solo side face down and your marker at 0 on the inventory track. Everyone draws 3 glass from the bag and adds it to their satchel. The last player to see a river begins, and play proceeds clockwise. On your turn, you can perform one of 2 actions. Either place glass from your satchel into the river, and then gather glass from it for your glassworks. Or refill your satchel with glass from the lake. To gather glass, select a piece from your satchel and place it onto the river tile with the matching shape icon. Then gather all the glass from one of the adjacent tiles either side. Alternatively, you can place 2 pieces of glass of the same shape onto any tile you like. Gathered glass must be added to your glassworks immediately. Each different colour of glass must be placed in a separate column, starting from the bottom and going from left to right. Glass pieces of the same colour are stacked above one another in the same column. If you gather multiple colours, choose the order in which you place them. If you can't place a piece, either because that colour's column is full or you have 7 other colours already, place it in your overflow area. Finally, move your inventory tracker up by the amount of pieces you just placed. Move the empty tile to the start of the river, check how many stones are on the tile next to it, and add that many glass pieces onto the empty tile from the bag. To refill your satchel, choose exactly 4 pieces from the lake and add them to it, before refilling the lake with glass from the bag. Your bag can only hold 5 pieces. Any extra must be put into your overflow. Take it in turns, placing and collecting glass and refilling your satchel until one player reaches or passes 17 on their inventory track. Each player fills their satchel back up to 3 using pieces from the bag. The current round is finished so that everyone has had an equal number of turns. Then, everyone takes one final turn before scoring begins. First, score each row in your glassworks, depending on their length. To be scored, a row must start on the leftmost space and have no gaps. Row points are marked on the bottom. For example, this row scores 22, this one scores 11, and this one scores just 2. Next, score your tallest 2 columns, gaining the points marked on the space occupied by the highest piece in each. You'll notice that columns to the right score more, so you'll want to aim to place rarer colours on the left of your glassworks, so that you can stack more common colours to the right at the end of a row. A glass type's rarity is marked to the left-hand side. If multiple columns tie for the tallest, score the leftmost one. Finally, lose 3 points for each piece of glass in your overflow. Whoever has the most points wins! In the case of a tie, share the victory. There's also a solo mode. Check the separate rule sheet for how that works. That's River Valley Glassworks, a smooth, cosy, tactile little tile drafting game. Enjoy!